Hey, aloha kako. This is Jeff Reinbold, and it is Friday and a bonus edition of Coffee with Coach. We had planned to have young Cincinnati Bengal defensive back Winston Rose on last week, Tuesday, or early in the week on Tuesday. Because of a mini camp commitment, he was unable to be on the show, but agreed to come on today on a special edition show. So it's not going to run quite as long, but we are going to be able to unpack some things with this young player who is really a great story and a great kid, and really is, the Bengals are excited about the future with Winston Rose. And, again, we'll talk about all of that with him. But Michael, get out here. We got to have a little bit of a discussion.
Hi, Jeff.
How you doing, man? I understand you're a little under the weather today.
I got the vaccine, or the vaccine, as you guys call it in the States. I'm starting to get there now, but this morning was like Atlanta Falcons giving up a 20-odd point lead in the Super Bowl. I felt like that at one point. So yes, not good. But look, here, there's no more excuses. I can go to the Super Bowl now, or I can go to Hawaii now, whenever it lifts. So
the question I got for you though is, can you play hurt? I mean, only the really great ones play hurt. And now we'll see if you're a great one, if you can play hurt and you don't screw this whole thing up today, or what's going on.
No pressure.
Hey, now, what was it? Let me ask you a question. What was your impressions of the Schefter interview where he basically went mea culpa on breaking that story? Because that has been really an interesting little side drama to the Aaron Rodgers deal.
This has been the best thing about this offseason, because even though it's been like 2 or 3 months since Brady won it in Tampa, there's been something every day, and that Schefter situation this week has been something else. Friend of our show, Paul Pabst, who's on the Dan Patrick show, seen him tweeting about, I was like, what's this here yesterday? Yeah. Schefter was interviewed by Dan Patrick and basically stated that what he had tweeted out on draft day it wasn't something that happened like last Thursday. It was a sort of a thing that happened over since the end of the season. And, obviously in the circumstances, Jeff, in which the Packers lost that game before in the NFC Championship game, apparently that's been his feeling since. So there's been no new developments. I was quite impressed with how Mr. Schefter handled himself when he was being interviewed, but I still think, I think it was James Jones last night, Jeff, on Total Access, was saying that he'd be surprised if he does leave Green Bay. He's been speaking with him and he thinks it can be rectified. So who knows? I hope he does leave Green Bay, but obviously I'm completely biased. So,
well, I'm on the other school, man. I hope he does stay. I think it's so rare to see a great player, play his entire career with one team, and I really am a big favor of that. Hey, we got our first woo of the day from Fred Flunk. Hey, as you come in today and you enter into the show, whether it's a question that you want to ask me, a take that you might have, a rant that you want to have, a question for Mike, or if you have a question for Winston, go ahead and get it in here, but make sure you tell us where you are hitting us from, because we kind of keep track of where we're getting listeners and where the tribe is most active. So I think, Mike, I think about that Aaron Rodgers thing, and I don't think any player is with as much talent as Aaron Rodgers has, as much success as he's had in that community, and it cannot just be one thing that sets him off like that. This obviously has been a culmination of a lot of things. Yeah. And it was interesting. Joe Horn, did you catch Joe Horn's comments when his son JC was drafted by the Panthers, and really the Aaron Rodgers stuff basically just smothered all of the all of the shine that JC Horn was anticipating as a first round draft pick, and Joe Horn kind of got after Aaron Rodgers. So I guess blood's a little thicker than the NFL brotherhood.
Well, the whole I remember sitting last Thursday, Jeff, and Goodell was walking out onto the stage, and all I was thinking was don't go crazy, Rodgers, stay calm. The first 10 picks were just a blur to me. I'm quite prudent. I think he'll stay. I just think when guys like James Jones are coming out with that last night, you think this is already starting to go in that situation. I think it'll be rectified. Will the GM leave Green Bay? I don't think so, but I'm sure it'll be rectified one way or another. As you said, I like a guy that stays at a team for for the majority of, if not all of their career. It's almost unheard of now in many sports. So hopefully it does.
Well, you know what? I'm down here coaching in the spring league, and this is an interesting league because it's a league for guys that have been in the NFL, that maybe bounced out of the NFL, cycled out of the NFL, guys that maybe have had a thing or two off the field that kept them from getting an opportunity. COVID guys that missed pro days, small college guys, and even some guys that have had good NFL careers are down here. Ryan Mallett, who has started games in the National Football League and was with the Patriots, has a Super Bowl ring as a quarterback, is our quarterback. And Evan Westbrooks is a defensive lineman, had some really good years in the NFL. He has 6 years in, so he's already got his pension as a Raider, as a defensive lineman. He's down here playing for us. So it's a fun league. You ought to see if you can get it. Fox is broadcasting all the games. Our game starts at 3:00 tomorrow Central Time, and it's a good league. I think fans will see it's a lot better league than some people think. Bengals UK is in the house. So if Bengals UK is in, then that is our clue and our cue to go to my guy. Can we have him out here?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I'm going to tell you about this guy a little bit. Winston Rose was a guy that I had an opportunity to be around for a season. One of the really, really good guys that you would ever meet. He is a defensive back by trade, but really more than anything else is a great person. And I wanted him to come on the show and kind of unpack his story because, we just watched the draft and you see those guys going in the first 2 days and you recognize that, they're going to make the football team. Now, Winston's been the other way. He came out the hard way, played at New Mexico State, undrafted, went to the Rams, got cut, then went to Indianapolis, got cut, came to Canada, played for 4 teams, I believe it was, in Canada in a very short period of time, and then just kept getting better, got bigger, got stronger. He's blessed with incredible speed and is a highly competitive kid. And as he continued to get better, his confidence grew, and he went from being a guy that had been with 4 different teams in 2 years to a guy who led the CFL in pass interceptions and got an opportunity to go to the National Football League. And I watched him in training camp, and everything you heard out of Cincinnati was, man, oh man, this Winston Rose kid. Don't sleep on this Winston Rose kid. Makes the club on and off the roster as a rookie, just getting through his second mini camp. So welcome to the show, Winston Rose.
Jeff, man, thank you for having me, man.
Well, you're always going to be one of my guys, dude. And, what I'd like to do is kind of really tell your story, again, of a young kid who's born in Southern California, grew up. Where'd you go to high school in Los Angeles?
I went to St. Genevieve in Panorama City, and then after St. Genevieve, I broke my ankle my senior year, so I ended up going to junior college, Los Angeles Valley College. After Los Angeles Valley College, did 2 years there, or actually a year and a half, because I was a qualifier coming out of high school. So I ended up going to New Mexico State spring semester 2013, and then I did 3 years at New Mexico State, and then that's when my journey started.
Okay, now, so for the listeners who may not understand some of the terminology that Winston used, we talked about being a qualifier. Yes, what that means is there's certain academic things that you need to do as a high school player to gain NCAA eligibility. But Winston, as he just mentioned, even coming as far back as high school, has been faced with adversity during his career. And his story, as you're going to learn today, is a story of perseverance. It's a story of faith. It's a story of self-belief. And it's a story of taking advantage of opportunities when they come and how you don't know when they might come. Fans, get your questions in. When you get them to Mike, he'll give them to us, and then we'll just kind of roll through it. Now, tell me about you go from L.A., Panorama City, which is downtown L.A., to Las Cruces, which is what, is 100,000 people in Las Cruces?
It's probably less than that. It's a town of itself. You know what I'm saying? A town in itself.
Was it a tough adjustment going from 5 million people in LA and all the things that are going on in LA to a sleepy little town in New Mexico, southern New Mexico?
It was definitely a big adjustment, but it's funny though too because around the same time where I was heading to New Mexico State, probably 2 months before I had lost my brother uh, due to a gun violence. So me leaving Los Angeles was like the perfect time for me just to get out of the whole all this chaos that was happening, just feeling like I was being pulled from different, you know what I'm saying, different direction. So I feel like me going to New Mexico State at that time was the right decision for me.
Winston, as a kid growing up in LA, right? And again, I know you have a good family, strong family, but how tough is it on, with the pressure to be a gang kid, to, all of the stuff? How does a guy maintain his focus and stay in the positive with all of that stuff going on around you?
It's really your support system. You know what I'm saying? The people around you and also too knowing that, you know what I'm saying, some people that's on the other side and you know where it could lead to. So it's like, do I really want to take that path knowing that I'm gonna end up just like that person? So it was more so like, you know what I mean, like just being true to yourself, making your own decision and not being forced to go this way because this person is doing. So really and truly, it was just me just being, I guess, putting that foot down and making my own decision. Just be like, you know what, this was best for me, and I'm gonna do it my way.
Was there anybody in your life at that time that really helped you along the path and helped you make that decision to go the right way?
Yeah, it's plenty of people. Honestly, I have 2 cousins right now that's incarcerated, so having them as an example, you know what I'm saying, just telling me and like really preaching in my head, like you don't want to go this route. You see where we end up. We still in prison. We still, you know what I'm saying. So honestly, too though, Jeff, like, cause every year, whether you know what I'm saying, I made it to Canada or you know what I'm saying, anytime I come back from Canada, I always go see my cousins that's in jail, and just having that, you know what I'm saying, that reminder, or just seeing them in there, kind of just show me like, nah, I don't want to be there. But at the same time, I know when they get out, they're not going back. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. Now at St. Genevieve's, did you guys have a good football team?
Man, we went undefeated. We undefeated my junior year. Luckily, I broke my ankle my senior year, or we're gonna run it back.
What about you? What about JUCO? Were you guys good in JUCO too?
So JUCO, we was pretty decent. We were pretty decent. I want to say we was like high school, but we had some ballers.
Yeah. Now you go to New Mexico State, a program that has, and I, again, I'm not downing anybody. I'm just saying the reality is that was a program that has struggled for historically, right?
Right.
How tough, again, now you come away from home, away from your family, different cultural environment. Unless you speak Spanish, I mean, there's maybe more Spanish spoken in Las Cruces than there is English.
Yeah.
and football's tough, right?
Right.
I can't imagine how difficult a transition that was to make.
It was a difficult transition, but I always like being in uncomfortable position because it really shows me like who I really am. You know what I mean? Like, am I really ready for this, or maybe it's just not my time yet? So, making that adjustment to New Mexico, it was like, all right, how am I gonna figure this out? And luckily, like within a month, I was able to figure out. And there's another story too. So, I get to New Mexico State Tuesday. And my recruiter, or like my head coach that recruited me, Dwayne, I forgot his last name. But he ended up taking a job to Jacksonville Jaguars the next day. So my DB coach back at LA Valley was calling me, was like, "Do you want to come back because you're able to come back and finish off the semester, and you know what I'm saying, we could go through the whole process all over again." And honestly, Jeff, me being in Las Cruces that weekend and just seeing how like the town was just so, you know what I'm saying, it was so small, but everybody was just supportive of each other. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick it out. I'm just gonna stay. And I was lived by everything happens for a reason, and here I am.
So you stuck it out at New Mexico State. Did really good things as a college player. Now you're small, right? Not short, but you're really slight at that time. So some of the NFL, you obviously played really well. You were about
Mhm.
100, just under 170 pounds, I think, at that time, which
Man, nah,
is
man.
really lean. Now, tell me something. When the teams came in and worked you out, right?
Right.
And you go to draft day. Did you think you had a chance to get drafted?
So, the day of my pro day, we only had one scout. One scout, Arizona Cardinals. So, you know what I mean? Like everybody else had like they pro days all week, and you hear number like probably over 5 teams at different pro days and stuff like that. So when it was time for our pro day and we only had one, I was a little discouraged, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? Let me go kill it. Let me go like have like the best numbers, so then I can compare my numbers to players that what I'm saying that's in the combine or players that's what I'm saying that's during their pro day now. So after the pro day and after I did good, I was a little afraid, but at the same time, I just felt like my faith was so big that I knew that whatever God has for me, it was already written. So you know what I mean? I was just ready for the cards to be dealt. You know what I mean?
All right. So now, not drafted, but the Rams call your
Right.
hometown, the hometown team, right?
Right.
How exciting was that when the call came?
It was very exciting, but in the back of my mind, I didn't want to play. I didn't want to play for my home team.
You didn't
Let
want
me
to be
keep
a
it.
Ram.
I now say I didn't want to be a Ram because
Now,
at the
if you
same
tell
time,
no, wait a second. If you tell me you want to be a Bengal, I'm gonna say you're lying.
nah. Honestly, I wouldn't even play for any NFL team, but I didn't want to be at home. You know what I mean? Because I just felt like me coming from the CFL, not that many people was really watching me up there, and now this time of me making that transition to the NFL, it was like, I'm gonna say not in the NFL, but like me, I said not me in the NFL, not me being in the CFL, but my first year just going in the NFL and it being with the Rams. I didn't want everybody to just jump on the bandwagon and be like, yeah, I know him, but wasn't really supporting me. So I feel like me going to Mexico State, not that many people was supporting me, you know what I mean, or was really following me. So now they hear that the LA Rams is coming back. I mean, the Rams coming back to LA and Winston going to play for them. Oh yeah, let's go for it. And I was just like, it was kind of like, let me take a step back to really see who really for me and who really not. So when the Rams gave me the opportunity, more it was just more that okay, you know what I'm saying, I made it to the NFL, but in the back of my mind I was like, damn, here come all these fake fans, or here come all these fake supporters coming in and try to like, you know what I'm saying, use me. So that's what I mean by like I didn't want to, you know what I mean, play for LA.
Okay, so you get cut by the Rams,
Right.
and right away Indianapolis calls, and
Right.
you go to Indianapolis.
No. We gotta rewind that back now, Jeff, because after the draft, I had got a call from the Rams, the Washington Redskins, and the Colts. So right when I got cut from the Rams that Wednesday, that following weekend was the Washington Redskins rookie mini camp. Mind you, that same weekend was the weekend for me to walk for graduation. I was graduating. And this
No, you didn't. No, wait a second. You didn't have to make a choice, did you?
I had to make a choice.
Oh my goodness.
Either walk or go to Washington Redskins rookie mini camp. So you tell me what I did. You tell me.
Walked.
No.
Yeah.
I went to the Washington Redskins rookie mini camp the whole weekend from Friday to Sunday, and that following Sunday I went back home. Monday came. My agent called me, said that the coach want to bring me in the next day for a workout. Boom, got on that flight, went to Indianapolis.
See, I didn't. I knew that the Colts were trying to get you as soon as the Rams cut you, but I didn't know that there was that interim where you spent the 3 days in Washington.
Yeah.
What did your mother say when you said, "Mom, I'm not walking"? Because walking is a big deal, right? I mean, to graduate from college, a huge deal.
Man, let me tell you what my mother did, man. I love her to the death, man. So instead of me putting on my cap and gown and everything, my mother ended up, like my whole family ended up, like, because everybody had booked their tickets. I'm talking about I have family coming from New York. My sister come from New York. uncles coming from like Florida and stuff like that. So I had everybody come in town, come to Las Cruces. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm not there.
And that's not easy to get to.
Exactly. And I'm not there. So they all travel to Las Cruces and I'm not there. My mom put on my cap and gown and she wasn't able to walk, but like after the whole ceremony, she took pictures like I was there and accepted
You're
my
kidding. You are kidding. She accepted your diploma.
She accepted my diploma hands down.
Your mother is the greatest of all time, man.
The greatest.
That is a fantastic, fantastic story.
The greatest.
So Indianapolis doesn't work out. You make a decision to come to Canada. You're on a practice roster in Toronto.
Right.
They signed you again to come back the next year.
Right.
Then you end up in Ottawa, play your first game. I mean, it's been bounce.
A whole roller coaster.
At any time, did you think, man, this is crazy. I'm getting on with my life. I'm a college graduate. I'm getting on with my life.
I would say after I got cut. After I got cut by Ottawa, I was really contemplating like, damn, like what should I do? Like what should I do? And I just took a nap. Like I was just thinking so much. Man, I just took a nap, Jeff. You know what I'm saying? Called my agent. He said, you know what? I'm get some phone calls, talk to some teams. And I said, you know what? I said, all right, I'll talk to you later. Like I was fed up, you know what I mean? And at the time I was in Las Cruces too. So I was like, you know what? Went to sleep. When I woke up, boom, I'm on BC Lions. As soon as I wake up, I get a text message saying that the BC Lions want to sign him. I'm like, damn, here we go again. Like within 2 hours, like from me getting cut from Iowa,
while you were napping, you got a contract all the way across Canada.
All across Canada. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to Seattle. That's closer to home. So maybe I can have some family come see me. Let's make it work. Go to BC. And I just felt like me being on BC, that team, it kind of like made me appreciate the CFL more. You know what I'm saying? Like it made me enjoy, it made me love the game, love the CFL game more because I just seen like I would say I really got that true coaching and like that real genuine, like, you know what I'm saying, love that from coaches that I didn't get from the previous teams and stuff like that, or you know what I'm saying, getting that teaching and stuff like that. So that being on BC actually like I would say I turned into a man from there because it's a lot of things I learned from that season.
Can I tell you a story about the first game you ever played?
Go ahead.
All right. So fans, this is an amazing story, right? Because Winston had come to us in training camp, and he had a really, really strong camp. But we had a lot of veteran players on defense.
A lot of players.
And so he had made our football team, but each week there's a couple guys that are on what's called inactive. They're on the roster, but they're inactive players. NFL does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so Winston was supposed to start the season on the inactive list. And so we're playing the first game against Montreal, and he shows up at the stadium, and I see him
wait, Jeff, the day before.
Go ahead. I lost you there. There you go.
So the day before, you know, we have walkthroughs at the stadium. So you know, I'm supposed to report. I get to the stadium, I don't have a locker. Like I don't have a locker. Like I don't have no jersey or nothing. So I was like, okay, I'm not playing tomorrow. So go ahead and finish. My bad. Like
so I didn't know that's how you found out you were on inactive.
Yeah.
I tell you, it can be a crazy business. But so we go out and we start to warm up, and I see Winston's in the tunnel and he's eating popcorn, right? In his street clothes. He's eating popcorn. And then I don't think nothing about it. I say hello to him as I go into the locker room. Then we go out to get ready to start the game, and I see Winston's in his uniform. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? But one of the active players had pulled a hamstring or aggravated a hamstring and didn't think he could go. So you have up until I think it's 3 hours before the game, you can activate a player. So Winston gets activated. And we gave an award on special teams, still do. It's called Warrior of the Week. It's the guy who plays the game at the highest level, the guy who exemplifies the warriors that we want to become or want to be. And Winston, who just, got thrown into the depth chart and played his ass off and became the Warrior of the Week. And the rest is, he just took off. The guy just absolutely took off. Ended the season with 5 interceptions, 8 special teams tackles, which is a lot for a guy that, took his role. Started for us at corner, went as a free agent to Winnipeg, and then led the CFL in interceptions the next year. And parlayed that.
Grey Cup champion.
Yeah, don't go there now. You're hurting me now when you go there. So, but parlayed that into an opportunity with the Bengals. Now, how different was it going back to an NFL camp after having been through what you've been through?
It was like, okay, you're a veteran now. Not necessarily you're a veteran in the NFL, but like you're a veteran professionally now. So this is not your first going in camp. So you know what to do. You know how to take care of your body. That's the key thing. Take care of your body, because one thing being in the NFL is durability. Durability is more important than ability, because if you could keep going, it don't matter if you have more skill than me, because if you have more skill than me and you always hurt, I can't use you. So that's one thing I learned. And just the little things, you know what I'm saying? Getting up early, going to workouts before, you know what I'm saying, before people before meetings or something. Taking time after practice, working on little key punt takeoff or something. You know what I'm saying? Like just little things like that that's gonna separate you from the next. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll say that.
All right. Now I promised my wife I would tell you that she sends her aloha and that she misses you. But because of all and when we would have guys over for dinner. And she absolutely fell in love with you. She thought Winston was the nicest guy. She said that. She thinks the world of you, and she's so happy for you that your dream has come true.
So I said thank you.
I'm just passing that on.
All love over here. It's all love. All love.
All right, Bengal fans, get your questions. And Michael, we got a question here. All right, this is Joseph from Belfast, Ireland, and he says, God almighty, Joseph, you're killing me with this question. What was it like winning the Grey Cup?
It was breathtaking. It was a feeling that we accomplished, like as a group, as a group for the whole team, that we accomplished something that we all want. So I would say it was everything that I worked for, like all the drills, waking up early just to go do footwork, putting that time in the weight room, like it was all worth it. So winning that Grey Cup is really what you put in is what you're gonna get out. So if you want to be a champion, you gotta work like a champion. So, and yeah.
I tell you what was amazing about that. We play you guys, and we're 15-3, and we're a really good football team. And I'll be honest with you, Winston, the game was never close. You guys got after our butt.
Yeah, our D line was crazy. Our D line was crazy.
We got a question from Bengals UK. That's the fan group, the Houday fan club in UK. There's a lot of excitement among Bengal fans with the influx of new talent on the roster. What's the feeling amongst the Bengal players?
That is our year. We're gonna be way better than we was last year for sure. I feel like all the players this year, we all have a common goal. We all want to win, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, that we all on one common goal, one straight line.
Now, having been in pro football as long as you've been, and you've seen a lot of players, played with a lot of good players. When Joe Burrow first came in after you drafted him last year, what was your impressions? What was your take on Joe Burrow early in the development?
I was like, he's not a rookie. He's not a rookie. Like seeing him at practice and just seeing how he go about things is like, oh, we got one. We got a player that we could win with. You know what I'm saying? We got a quarterback that we know that if we give him a chance, he's gonna make something out of it. So that was like the biggest thing for us as on the defense side is like, let's give our offense a chance. You know what I mean? Like if it's a close game, because I think we had like at least like 4 or 5 close games last year, and our biggest thing was just give Joe a chance. And if it failed, then we could, you know what I'm saying, we'll live with it. But at the same time, it was like, okay, we know he's a rookie, so he gonna learn from his experience.
How about the talent level, the arm talent? When he went out on, you're out there practicing with him.
Man, he got a cannon, Jeff. I'm talking about like he would throw it effortless. You know what I mean? So Joe the real deal, and I feel like the players we have around him this year is definitely going to uplift his game.
So when you guys look at the future in Cincinnati right now, right? And I understand he's coming off that leg extremely well. He's ahead of schedule. He, again, anticipate he should be able to play, in the first game. That's what I'm hearing anyway. I don't know. Where do you think the Bengals need to go, Winston? Where do you, obviously you want to improve your defense, you want to improve your ability to protect your quarterback, all those kind of things. But is there one thing that you guys talk about as a football team? Say we got to be better here.
I just feel like everybody just I would just say whatever it takes to win. Whatever it takes to win. Like that's the biggest thing. Like just find a way. Find a way.
What has it been like with you? Now you're playing up in the upper Midwest, right? And Ohio's football crazy. Cincinnati's got a great football tradition. Paul Brown, who was the father of the owner
of football. Yeah,
it really is. In many ways, the father of football invented the 40-yard dash, invented all kinds of things.
Right.
Do you feel that history when you're in Cincinnati?
Yeah, I do. I really do. You know what I'm saying? The fans and everybody around always talks about the history, and I always talk about how Mr. Brown, you know what I'm saying, what he did for the town and stuff like that. So it's one of them things where like and even looking in the meeting rooms and you see like all the years they had winning season or when they went to the playoffs and stuff like that, you be like, man, like we need to get back up there. It's been too long that we need to Cincinnati needs to get back on the map. You know what I mean? So for sure, we for sure trying to change this whole. I guess when you see a team on a schedule, you be like, oh yeah, this is one of them. This is one of them games we can get them. We want to change that whole mindset of teams when they think of Cincinnati.
All right, now we got a question from Fred Flunk, who is in I believe Dublin, Ireland. Winston, how do you keep your hunger as you get older? How do you keep that fire burning inside of you?
Honestly, it's the younger generation that keeps me going, keeps that hunger in me. I guess setting that example or having younger kids telling me that they look up to me, telling me that they, you know what I'm saying, they want to be like me, say that they follow in my footsteps. That keeps me going. That because I feel like what I'm doing, I'm not doing for myself. It's bigger than me, and me being in the position that I am is only showing God, you know what I'm saying? Showing God in the football form, because I feel like everything I do, you know what I'm saying, happens for a reason, but at the same time, God made this happen. So I have a tattoo on me that it says faith over fear, and I don't fear nothing. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I fear is God. You know what I'm saying? So anything in between that, it comes and go.
You know what? It's interesting you say that, because you do play the game fearlessly, and I'm talking about fearlessly not only from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. You when a ball's in the air, you believe that that's your ball. You play like that. You compete fearlessly on the field. Where did that come from? Was it from family growing up? Did you coach along the way, or was it just part of you as long as you can remember?
It's just part of me, man. I just feel like when you out there on the field, it shouldn't always be like intense. Like you gotta have fun out there. You know what I mean? And the more you have fun, it's contagious. You know what I mean? You feed off energy. Like if one person make a tackle, boom, I want to make a tackle. If the next corner get an interception, I want an interception. That's how I'm thinking. You know what I mean? So I always try to bring that energy to every team that I'm on to like let them know that like we can still have fun out here, but at the same time get our job done. You know what I mean?
Well, I think a lot of that really helped you make that football team, because as I monitored your training camp progress, because I check up on you. You're my boy. I'm always going to check up on you. The coaches I talked to loved you. They loved you. They loved your attitude. They loved the fact that you came to work every day with a great attitude. You wanted to be, you want to be not there's I can't say outspoken, because you're outspoken, but you're not.
Right.
You just don't. You say it ain't junk you're talking, right?
Yeah.
And I think so too. I can see how you have become a fan favorite, because that the smile and just being Winston is really that's going to carry you a long way. And I think Bengals fans, if you get a chance to get to know this guy, he is one of the really good people you meet. Bengals UK back at us says, loving the stories and the optimism. We're proud to have you on the team and can't wait to see what you can do next season. Let's talk about next season.
Appreciate you, Bengals UK. Appreciate you guys.
Let's talk about that next season. Where do you think you can go? Can you put a number on wins? Can you say we can compete for the championship of the division? Do you say you're just looking to improve? What's the mantra when Coach Taylor's talking to you? What's the mantra that you're approaching the season with?
That we way better than 4 wins. The team that we have is way better than winning 4 games. You know what I mean? I feel like we a playoff team. That's how I personally feel. I personally feel like we can, you know what I mean? We compete for the division. We could win a division. Like, I feel like the sky's the limit anytime. Like, if everybody's on that, like I said, that common goal, that everybody just come together and just eliminate the outside noise. Don't worry about what the media talking about. Just worry about what we have in this locker room. The sky is the limit.
Okay. Now we're going to take some more questions, because we got a ton of questions in, but I have a very specific thing I want to ask you about, my man, because I know you'll tell me the truth. All right. This is from JD in the United States, because this podcast got people all the way from Hawaii to Russia listening to it. So you're big time now. You're international. All right. What's your most memorable experience at New Mexico State? And that's from JD in the United States.
My most memorable experience at New Mexico State was getting my interception at LSU.
You didn't pick Burrow, did you?
No, I didn't.
I was gonna say.
No, that was way before him. But I forgot the quarterback. I don't know what was the quarterback, but yeah, when we played against LSU, the first quarter, we caused 4 turnovers. Our safety, Kave Johnson from Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had two forced fumbles and an interception, and I had an interception. So,
bro, you guys walk into Death Valley. 100,000 people, little old New Mexico State, and you forced 4 turnovers in the first half. That stadium must have been what?
It was they had to switch quarterbacks, and then that's when it got ugly.
All right, Michael. Ethan from Glasgow in Scotland says, what is Zach Taylor like as a coach?
He's a player's coach, man. I love Coach Taylor. He's gonna listen to you if you have a question, or if you have any like concerns or anything that you feel like the team that can help him. He would listen. Coach Taylor he's good in my eyes. You know what I mean? Like I love playing for him.
Who you got? Who's your position coach? I'm not even sure who your position coach is.
Steven Jackson.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. From Houston. He actually used to play for the Houston Oilers back in the day.
Yep. I know that. All right. Give me that last question you got for me, Mikey. If you can throw it up there. All right. Chris from Nottingham in England says, what is your opinion of the draft for the Bengals? And then he comes in straight, bold, big letters. Who dey?
Who dey? My opinion on the draft, my opinion on the draft this year is exactly what we needed. We needed O lineman. You know what I'm saying? We needed a D lineman in the front seven, I guess, and another explosive player on the offense side that can help Joe. And it was lucky that we got Jamar, that they both play with each other when they both won the national championship. So I feel like our draft this year was exactly what we needed, and I can't wait to see how it's going to turn out.
Now, let me ask you a question, and I think this is really interesting to hear, for you to explain to the fans, right? As a player, you're a National Football League player. You're on the roster. There's no security for anybody, really. I mean, other than a few guys, because that's just the business that we're in. But as you sat there and watched the draft, were you pulling for Jamar to be the first pick, or do you say, well, no, we got to go get Penny Sewell, or how did you look at it?
Honestly, I was either one, because I feel like having Jamar, you know what I'm saying, and Joe having that experience with him is like they have a connection already. You know what I mean? And then the lineman is like, okay, we know he's athletic as hell. So it was like, either one. So, and luckily we went with Jamar. So we gonna see how it plays out. I feel like it's gonna play out perfect. So
all right, now I got to tell you, like I said, I get. How about this? We got more questions, but we also have somebody that have to pass on a message to you. Tyree, aka T Money, and Sean B saying YG Shaq Rose.
Oh. Hey, funny as hell. Ty T Money, you funny. That's my cousin, and Sean B, that's my best friend from middle school. Me and Sean Brown been best friends since like 6th grade, and I met him at Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, I'm glad I could pass on that message, because they wanted me. That was like, make sure we get on the thing so we could pass that message to Winston.
Those my boys, man. They tuned in. I told them to watch. I told everybody to watch the show today, so they tuned in.
We appreciate it. Mikey, more questions here from the Who Day Nation.
Boys.
All right. Sean in Ireland says, how was the transition from after you'd gotten through those NFL opportunities, Rams, with the Colts, then you come up to the CFL. How about the transition from U.S. football, NFL football to Canadian football?
It was big eye opener. Big eye opener, because honestly, when my agent had told me that Toronto wanted to sign me, that was my first time ever hearing about a team in the CFL. So I was like, you know what? It's an opportunity, just go. And it was literally, I got cut, like I said, I got cut Sunday. I was in Toronto like Thursday. So when I went up there, I was seeing that receivers getting a head start, and I'm like what's going on? Like, are y'all sure this football? Like, so making that adjustment, it actually helped me going back to the NFL, because the game like kind of slowed down for me, because I had being in the CFL, you get put on, like being in the CFL as a DB, you get put in pressure every play. You know what I mean? Like you got players that's coming at you, run star. You got players that's running like horizontal down the line. So I guess figuring it out, it worked itself out. And also too, I have to give credits to like all the older veterans on each of those teams that actually like took their time out and helped me. You know what I'm saying? From like Toronto to Ottawa, I would, you know, so I can give shout out to like Rico. What's the old boy name from it's a lot. Tyron Brackage, he was my coach at Toronto at one time. Your boy from Hamilton, Johnny Sears. Johnny Sears. That's my boy. It's a whole lot. A guy from Chris Randall. You know what I mean? That's another good guy. Even Willie Jefferson, because I used to train before I even went to the CFL. I was training with Willie, coming out of draft. So like even being friends with him, like that kind of helped me too. So Sean Lemon, and it's funny because I'm naming D linemen and cornerbacks too, but I feel like as a corner, you got to be good with your D line. So anyway, but like having veterans in the CFL that play the game, actually won championship and stuff like that, made it easier for me. And actually, I like to what I'm saying, give my salute to them because they didn't have to do that. They didn't
All
have
right,
to.
now that you're a veteran,
Right.
now that you've been around, now that you know how the game's played, you know how to prepare, you know how to be a pro. Because there's a difference between getting a paycheck in pro football and being a pro, right? Now that and you've made that transition, you're now a pro. When you go to mini camp with the rookies and you go to training camp with the rookies, what do you feel your role with those young guys is?
Just pretty much, I guess, give them the little game that I didn't get. Telling them like, hey, come 5 minutes before meeting so that you won't be cutting short. Take care of your body. Ice tub. Just I guess give them like a little schedule or like a little routine of how it can help them or like add to their arsenal. So that's all. Like, and at the same time too, like any young player, like I would say I'm an open book to you guys. Like y'all can come to me and ask me questions because I feel like as a team, like you don't want to hide something from your teammates because in the end it's gonna hurt them. So like, why would I do that? I rather you know, and then not know, and then you go out there and mess up. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, like I said, if you are a Bengal fan, certainly this is an opportunity to talk Cincinnati Bengal football with a real live Bengal. He's not a Tiger. He's a Bengal and a really good dude. Winston, you're in a division that's a physical division. You're in there with the Ravens, one of the most physical teams in football. You're in there with the Steelers. You're in there with the Browns, and a really good division because the Browns now have as good a roster as anybody in the league.
Right.
I want to go back. Yeah, I want to go back to one game last year, and I want you to kind of tell us what it was like when Juju Smith-Schuster went out and danced on your logo before the game, and then you guys commenced to whoop that tail. Right? So what was that like? So how did it all go down?
I feel like everybody knows Juju do that. You know what I'm saying? He go on different teams and dance on their logo and stuff like that. So him doing that on our logo, it was kind of like, okay, like we aware he's gonna do it. So when if we catch him in the game, we're gonna catch him. So luckily, Coach Lou called a play. My boy Von Bell was in the right position and got him. And I feel like that play, it changed the whole dynamic of the whole game. Like it changed how we all was thinking, and pretty much I feel like that play kind of like finish off the rest of the season. How we learned to like finish the season, because I feel like when Von Day was like, that's us, like that's Cincinnati Bengals, like that's what we should have been doing all year. And it was like every game you get like a little glimpse here and there, like either on offense, defense, or special teams that okay, they got it. Okay, it's like inconsistent. Okay, they going up, and then second half of the game is like they just being complacent. So when Von made that play, it was like, okay, now let's just keep going up. Let's be consistent, and we put on the show that game. So
there was no question. I mean, that was like, it was crazy. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
What was it like? Amongst the players when it happened? Because you know how it is. When all of a sudden there's a guy makes an amazing play or a big hit or whatever, how it energizes the football team. But sometimes that one play can be the thing that changes an entire culture with a football team.
Right. I feel like that play, that's exactly what he did. It kind of like you said, put that fire in everybody, but it was like, why we waited so long to show this? Like now next year, let's not wait. Like let's just come out the gate. We know what we need to do. We showed that we can do it. You know what I mean? And this is a playoff team. So now it's like now really and truly that's the standard. Like let's go about it and set this as a standard of this is how Bengals play football.
Yeah. Now, looking ahead to this season, right? And thinking about the whole COVID thing. When you guys are in minicamp, you still got all the COVID restrictions and masking and social. They got 6. Are you still doing virtual meetings, or are you actually back in the meeting room now?
Right. No, we still virtual meeting. We still virtual.
Everything's virtual.
Was
that hard? What was that hard last year?
Man, having to go through all that was definitely hard, man. Because I'm like, damn, I can't talk to my coaches to get like a little, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm very like, I'm an in person. Like, I don't like to be on FaceTime and stuff like that because I feel like I want to feel, you know what I'm saying? Feel the energy and stuff like that. So, yeah. So when the whole virtual and stuff like that, it was kind of new to me, but at the same time, you know, my journey ain't never been easy, so it was one of them. You know
just another challenge.
Just another challenge that I know I'm gonna get over. So you know what I mean? I'm just gonna get over it.
How many times? Give me a round figure. Now you don't have to be exact, obviously, but how many times did you get COVID tested last year by the NFL?
So how many is 7 days in a week? And I would say we in season for like what 5 to 6 months. So I would say I got tested over 100 times for sure.
I'm telling you, that's crazy, isn't it?
I got tested because it's 30 days. It's 30 days in a month or 31 days. So yeah, I for sure got tested like a good 2 months straight, 3 months straight, every day. Even days where I'm not traveling with the team, I still have to get tested.
But you have to get tested before you can walk in the building, right?
Tested before you walk in, tested even if you're not even go like game days, like test before, like you got to test early in the morning before 10 o'clock, and then like it was crazy. It was crazy.
All right, fans, we got Winston has been really, really good to give us an hour of his time. We got a few minutes left. I know there's one question, Mike, and then we'll make sure if you got a question, don't miss this opportunity to talk to Winston Rose. Paul from London, England says, what is your favorite memory from playing in Cincinnati so far?
My favorite memory playing for Cincinnati is when it was like the last day, like the final cut day of when I had walked in and they told me like I met the team or when I was signing for the practice squad. So I would say that was like my favorite moment right there because it was like damn, like I finally made it. Like I finally achieved my dream. Like I finally like I can check off that box and now write new goals now. So I would say was that bigger than the moment when you went out on the field against in a full state, you know, obviously not a full stadium, but because of the COVID thing, but actually in a game where you're active and playing, not a preseason game, but a real NFL game that matters. What was that like for you after all of the struggles that you've been through? Man, because it's something I do, like even practice or before I even touch the field. Like I kiss the grass or kiss the turf, and I look up in the sky and I said, "Thank you, God." And when I did that, when I got active, it was breathtaking. It was like a sign of relief, like weight off my shoulders, like whew, like you here. I was just soaking it up, like just looking around. Even if like no fans there, I was just looking around, like thinking fans was there, like just visualizing, like because I always visualize things and like you know what I'm saying, like kind of foresee it or like try to like write goals out and like okay, this is what I want to get, and for me to like be on the field dressed up in my whole gear, black jersey on, helmet on. Like just looking like damn, like I'm in an NFL stadium. Like even when I traveled to Miami for a game too, and just being in the booth and just looking like damn, like I'm on a away game right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here. But then it was like okay, it's football. Let's go.
Yeah, and you know you belong.
Right.
And it's not too big, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Now, usually I play this game with cats when they come on the show, right? And it's a little word association game. So I'm going to name somebody, and then you just tell me the first thing that pops into your mind. So don't think about it, because if you think about it, you ruin it. So, okay. All right. Let's start with Bob Obilovich.
I don't know.
All right. Joe Burrow.
That boy.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Fortnite, man.
All right. Lamar Jackson.
Backyard football. It's like he played like how he be having players out there looking like it's like backyard football. It looked too easy for him.
Okay. Ben Roethlisberger.
A solid vet. Just know like he know what brings the team, so he just know.
Giovanni Bernard.
Reliable. Someone you can be like that, that's gonna, when you call his number or anything, anytime you need him, he's gonna show up.
Okay. AJ Green.
Woo! AJ, man. That boy smooth. He's smooth. I'll say that. He's smooth.
All right. Now this is one from the past. This is a historical one, so I hope you know who this guy is, because he's a Bengal. He's a Bengal legend.
Oh my gosh.
Anthony Munoz.
Top dog.
Does he still? I know he lives in Cincinnati. Does he still come around? Did any of the old Bengals come around? You see any of those guys?
No, we didn't see. I think because of last year was because of COVID.
Because of COVID,
we didn't see nobody.
Okay. Now tell us what your schedule is in the next couple months before you guys had your first mini camp.
No, so we had OTAs. So right now we in OTAs. We be in OTAs for the next couple weeks. Then we have mandatory mini camp for like 3 days in June. Like I think around like June 15th or something like that. And then after that, straight to training camp, and then we on and popping.
All right, Winston, let me ask you a question, because I know this is a topic amongst a lot of guys, and the movement amongst a number of teams in the NFL, players saying we're not going in to, quote, voluntary workouts. Right. What's your position on that?
It's like I have two views on it, because I feel like one of my views is that say you do, we like, you know what I'm saying, because for our team OTAs, but like say we was to report to Cincinnati and do it like that way, how about knowing that OTA is only from Monday through Thursday, Monday through Thursday, and then you have the rest of the weekend off. It's kind of shaky, because you have players that, you know what I'm saying, either if they want to leave out of town, and you know what I mean, and they say they come back, and when they do come back and they test, you know what I'm saying, come back positive. So you have that. Now for like the other view I have is, for instance, for like our team, that we only won 4 games and we have a whole new roster, a whole new team. So, you know what I'm saying, OTA would be beneficial for us as far as like everybody, all the new players, or like everybody to gel together, everybody learn the terms, everybody learn the playbook, learn the schemes, and be on one, you know what I'm saying, get a head start, so then by the time training camp comes, we don't have to repeat it all over again. So it's kind of like, it's like I have those two. So it's like that's how I look at it. And it's like it's pros and its cons. So it's like, damn, I'm stuck.
I know you love to compete. Like you live to compete. I watched you on the practice field, and I watched you in games, and how are you going to like claw to get to the front of the line to play press against Jamar Chase the first time he comes to training camp?
Check this out, Jeff. Anybody line up in front of me, anybody, like I'm not calling nobody out, you know what I'm saying? whoever line up in front of it. It could be Jamar, it could be, you know what I'm saying? It could be Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, my boy Mike T, Alden Tate, Trent Irwin. Like, it doesn't matter. Stanley Morgan, it doesn't matter. Like, I feel like you're gonna get some good work.
They getting it.
You're gonna get some good. You're gonna get some good work. You know what I'm saying? So,
Well,
anytime you learn against Winston Rose, it's gonna be some good work. So let's compete. That's it. I don't want you to half it. Like, let's really compete. Let's get better. Because
I think that is going to be key in the Bengals turnaround. When there are enough mindsets like that on that Bengal team,
right,
the rest is going to, because you guys got some talent. You've got some talent there.
Yes,
and
sir.
when that competitiveness permeates that football team,
yes,
you're going to take off. Man, it has been my pleasure. Absolutely so much fun to spend an hour with you. I love you. And
I love you too, man. Tell Leslie I
you.
love her too. The whole family, man. You already know.
All right.
Rock with y'all to the end, man. Appreciate you, Jeff. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Take care. And again, good luck. We're looking forward to watching you. I'm looking forward to calling games because I'm gonna pub you up big, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bengals, you okay? I said you okay. Bengals, you okay? Appreciate you guys for all the questions, everything, all the support. Mike, appreciate you too, man. And let's get it, Jeff.
All right. Who day? All right. Thanks, Winston. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Man, what a great kid and really, really, really a good football player. That competitiveness that makes Winston who he is and has gotten him where he's at right now as a National Football League corner. If the Bengals, if that permeates that Bengals roster and they are getting more talented all the time, then certainly Bengal fans are in for a lot more fun than they've had the last few seasons. And again, I hope that all of you will follow Winston and pull for him because he's a great person. Michael, come on out here, boy.
Hi.
How about that? How about that hour with Winston Rose from the Cincinnati Bengals?
It was great. It was great to hear his insight again. Always good to hear insight from a guy that's been on a big journey. And just great to hear. It's been a good week with Baldy and now Winston. And you made it work, Jeff.
How about it was really interesting to hear how, and I think this is a reason why I would have a lot of optimism going into the season if I'm a Bengal fan. Is you hear about the way they talk about their quarterback, about Joe Burrow. That's the way teammates talked about Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and, Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, that he's the guy that gives them a chance. And that when you have that in your roster and enough talent around him, which I think the Bengals are certainly trying to do, then that really bodes well for your football team.
The guy, first off, just very quickly, Fred Flunk said, nice one, all the best for the upcoming season. Bengals UK, loved it as well. But absolutely, man, you definitely get that sense from them, from the Bengals team, that it's almost like a new beginning, even it's the second year of Joe Burrow. But getting like a guy like Jamar Chase in there, I think you have to say the confidence must be oozing out of these guys. And look, Jeff Burrow is a straight talking, easy guy, as you can see here. He's very chilled out, and
Well, I think you're looking at the whole division, right? You're talking about the AFC North. And you're looking at very good football teams ahead of them. So it's going to, that it may not translate into a tremendous amount more wins this coming year, but you can see that there can be a power shift in that division. Cleveland is going to be better. Pittsburgh there's some questions around Pittsburgh right now. The Ravens are obviously a very good football team. So it's a great division that they're in. And again, it was great to get some insights from a guy that goes to work every day with, like you said, T. Higgins and Giovanni Bernard and Joe Burrow. And that's quite a crew.
We'll have to get them all on the show, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm with you. How about when he talked about the play with Juju Schuster? I thought that was really something about how that play. That might be the thing that turns it for him.
It's gonna be fascinating. Like as you said, that division, there's so many variables there. Like who is going to get that first edge, first 2 or 3 weeks, and I can't wait. It could be like the NFC East. We could be sitting in week 18 now. I want to say. I was going to say week 17. You could be sitting last week going, who's going to get through to the wild card, who's going to win the division. I think it's going to be very tight.
I agree. Well, it's time for us to go. Fans out there, if you get a chance to watch Fox this weekend, Fox Sports, 3:00, we play against Kevin Gilbride, the old offensive coordinator for the longtime coordinator for the New York Giants. He's one of the head coaches in this league. He was a head coach of the San Diego Chargers, has 2 Super Bowl rings from his time with the Giants. He's going to be the head coach of the Jousters, which is the team we play on Sunday. So tune in and get a little spring football in your life.
It's not on in the UK on Sky or BT, unfortunately, but there are ways and means. Fox.
That's it.
You said it was 3 p.m. Eastern, is it?
3 p.m. Eastern, I believe. So, again.
8 p.m. UK, Ireland. You can't miss it.
Check it out. Next Tuesday, we will be right back with you on another With Coffee with Coach. Me and my man Magic Mike will be bringing it to you. Look over the weekend for another star-studded lineup of guests. And again, so much of this is all about you. And thank you to every single person who is a part of this tribe and tunes in and listens. Spread the word, and we'll continue to grow and continue to make this show for you.
There we go. Start that man is the final comment. Start that man.
All right, my brother. I'll take you. Take care and heal up now. You did a great job fighting through the injuries.
We got there. We got there in the end. Cheers, Jeff.
Thanks, guys. Cheers. Thank you. Aloha.